Hello friends, welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if this is the first video of mine that you're catching, welcome. My name is Rachel and I'm a reseller on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I love sharing with you on this channel what I'm bringing in for selling in my online stores. I unbox mystery boxes live on this channel, and I come back 90 days later to give you my results based on what actually sold for me. So I did purchase a QuickLotz fashion mystery box back at the end of 2024, and I'm excited to share with you my results. So if you want to see what sold for me out of this box, definitely stick around. So I haven't had the best luck with QuickLotz in the past. Their boxes tend to be very hit or miss. Either they're great and like super profitable, or absolute garbage, and you just never know what you're going to get. And so I kind of shy away from ordering from them until it gets to like Q4. And I'm really trying to pump up my inventory with new with tagged stuff, things that holiday shoppers might be interested in. And when it gets to that point, and I know it's like peak season for reselling, peak season for giftable items, then I am kind of a sucker for a QuickLotz box at that point, because a lot of times that's the type of stuff that comes in the QuickLotz mystery boxes, is stuff that sells well during Q4. So they got me again, ordering boxes from them. I will post the original unboxing video down below so you can see what that looked like. I rated the box using my rating system initially when I opened the box, and so now I'll show you what sold, how much it sold for, what I still have left, and then I will re-rate the box at the end and give you my recommendation if I would buy another one of these based on the results of this one. So if you like reseller content, do consider subscribing to the channel. Anytime I get a new mystery box, I love to just open it on camera, show you guys what comes inside, and then come back 90 days later with an update, because it's one thing to see what comes inside, but then also there's a whole nother aspect to it of letting the stuff sell and seeing how it actually does based on actual results. Please hit the like button if you could. That definitely helps out the channel as well. And let me know your experience with QuickLotz. I know you're probably watching this because you're either thinking of ordering from QuickLotz or you have ordered from QuickLotz. And I would love to hear what your experience is, if it's similar to mine with this box, or if you've had different experiences yourself. So let's recap this box. I believe it was a 30-piece box, but I ended up listing 22 out of the 30 pieces. A lot of times the QuickLotz stuff comes from like Nordstrom's Last Call, or Macy's, what is it, Macy's Last Call, or Nordstrom's Last Chance. So sometimes there's items that are damaged. Sometimes there's items that have sensors that I can't get off. And yes, I've tried sensor removers. I have a couple different ones, and sometimes I can get them off, and other times if the magnet or the sensor remover that I have doesn't take it off, then I'm not going to invest in 6,000 different sensor removers, because I don't order these boxes very often. And this seems to be the only company I order from that has a sensor problem. So anyway, for whatever reason, there were a few pieces I did not list, but based on what I was able to list, my cost per piece was $11.80 per item, or $259.60 for the box. Of these 22 pieces, I have sold 7, and I have 15 pieces left. So first I'll show you what has sold, then I'll show you what hasn't sold, and then I will re-rate the box once I'm done doing all of that. So I'm going in order of lowest sale price to highest, keeping in mind I paid $11.80 per piece for the listable items. So the first thing is this ASOS Scuba Cutout Detail Midi Dress. This one, I did not expect to sell this. I listed it anyway, just because I like to list what, as much as I possibly can, but it was cut out in really weird places. It was hard to photograph, and quite frankly, it's a size 4, so it'd have to fit on a smaller person anyway, but you'd really have to be familiar with how the brand fits. And I feel like how would you know if this is flattering on your body without trying it on? So I didn't have high hopes for it. I would never order a dress like this without being able to try it on. And I feel like whoever ordered it probably felt the same way, because they offered me a whopping $6.50 on eBay. Plus the shipping, they paid a total of $13. So I guess if I was going to take my chance on a dress I didn't know if it would fit, $13 with shipping included is probably about the maximum I would pay too. But because I knew that this might be my only chance to ever get rid of this thing, I accepted that $6.50 offer and sent that dress on its merry way. And yes, I took a loss based on the cost per piece, but the way I look at it, it helped me recoup a little bit of the money out of this box, and I don't have to look at it anymore. So there's that. Then there was the lace underwire bra. So yeah, there was a bra in this box, and it didn't even have tags. I couldn't even sell this one as new because I don't know if it's new. It has no tags. It might have been new without tag. It might have been a customer return, something someone tried on in the dressing room and ripped the tags off. I don't know, but I listed it as used because I don't know otherwise. And it ended up selling, took about 6 weeks, but it sold on Poshmark as part of a bundle. So again, not the greatest sale to write home about, but it sold in a bundle. I made some good money on the other stuff from that bundle, I'm sure. So goodbye used bra. Then there was the Janet surplice top in navy. This was Michael Kors, size medium petite. This one was listed 5 weeks and then sold on eBay for $17 plus shipping. Michael Kors doesn't do great for me. I didn't have high hopes for this top. I didn't have high hopes for anything in this box, if we're being honest. So these are like the, yay, I got lucky sales. Yeah. But there's only 4 left. The next one was a pair of relaxed straight leg pants in navy. Now these I figured would sell, and they did. The brand Wit and Wisdom, which when I get this brand new, I do okay with it, surprisingly, and especially in a bigger size. So these were a size 16. They didn't have tags. They were new without tag. They did still take 2 months to sell, but they sold on eBay for $19. So I expected that those would be one of the only things that sold out of the box, or of what sold in the box, they would have been one of them, which they were. Then there was the linen blend navy blue joggers from the brand Caslon. This is a Nordstrom House brand, I think, that I just don't have luck with to save my life. But it was actually one of the quicker sales. These sold on eBay for $24.99, which was my full asking price. They were new without tag, and they were a size extra small. So that one was a surprise for sure. There was the Mel shirt in light vintage blue from the brand Rails. Rails doesn't do all that great lately, but of the rest of the stuff in the box, I figured like maybe I had a chance on making some money on this one. But after 4+ months, it finally sold on Poshmark. Somebody made me a $28 offer, which I did just go ahead and accept. Rails doesn't sell like it used to. I feel like I've seen it in places like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. And when you start to see stuff in those stores, you know it's just done. So it is what it is. $28 I think was fair considering the circumstances. And the highest selling item out of this box, I don't believe it. And it was the first item to sell. I must have just like got really super lucky here. The brand was Halogen, which again is another house brand or one of their lower tier brands that they carry that never seems to resell. I've had Halogen in the past. I can't sell it to save my life. And here I am telling you it was the #1 item on my countdown. And it was the first thing to sell. Like, what is even happening here? This was a VNeck Tunic sweater. It was black, size medium, and it sold on Poshmark. It took 5 weeks, The first sale I made out of this box didn't come until 5 weeks later. That's scary. But it did sell on Poshmark for $30. Yay. So I got $30 for one of the items, for one thing. And I paid $11 for each thing. So I'm sure you know where this is going. I'll quickly go through what I have left, which is about 2/3 of the box. There was this Bella Gio hot pant bikini bottom. So way out of season at the time I listed it. Apparently this brand sells for pretty high. So maybe I will sell this as we get into summer. Who even knows? There was this puff cap sleeve full skirt in powder blue. Kind of a weird style. This brand, I guess it retails kind of high. So one would expect that maybe it would sell for one of the higher selling items in the box and help recover some of the cost of the box, but it's still here. It hasn't really had much interest, and the style's a little weird to me. It's going to take the right buyer for that one to come along, and it's a size 2, so it's kind of little. This dress, there's the puff sleeve mini dress sage ditzy floral, and I think if this is the dress I'm thinking of, this was the most awful dress to try to take photos of. It looks very frumpy on the camera, on the picture. I couldn't find a stock photo. It just, I wouldn't buy it based on my photos, and there really was no better way. I tried a flat lay, I tried the mannequin, I tried a hanger. There's just no making this thing look good, and so how is it supposed to look on a human body? So I have a feeling that one's not going anywhere anytime soon. I can also understand why it ended up in the last chance section of the store. Then there was this ribbed V-neck cardigan from the brand BP. I can't sell BP to save my life. I am not surprised that this is still here. There's this white long sleeve poplin shirt from the brand River Island. River Island seems to do decent. I have got it in mystery boxes a few times before, and it has always sold. Maybe because this is white, you know, it is oversized, which is in style right now. So maybe as we get into spring and summer, I can finally move that one. This, I don't know what's going on with this. I've had a lot of interest in this Desi collection jumpsuit. I get a lot of questions on it about measurements and things like that. I've heard that this brand does pretty well, but I can't sell this. Like, nobody wants to commit to buying this at the end of the day. And if I can sell it, it would help probably, it would be one of the items that helped recover a majority of the box, but it's still here and who knows if I'll ever sell it. There's the Adira long sleeve poplin shirt dress. The brand is Love X Design. Totally unknown. Totally probably didn't retail for very much. Don't have high hopes for this one. There's the Ridley pullover sweater in beige. The brand is Stitches and Stripes. Again, some boutique-y brand that I don't know anything about, and it's had absolutely no interest. There is the olive green utility cargo pants. These were actually a boy's size 18. Boy's size 18 is hard to sell because usually by the time somebody wears a boy size 18, they're already in men's sizes and they just size up to men's clothing. Also, it was new without tag, so no retail tags. And it was Treasure and Bond, which is another house brand that just doesn't have any resale potential. So, oh, this is the dress that I was thinking of. It wasn't the Velvet Torch dress. So here it is. It's this dress that I couldn't take a good photo of to save my life. It's this one by Chelsea 28. Again, another brand that doesn't sell to begin with. And then look at this crazy thing. I wouldn't buy this either. It's ugly and I couldn't make it look any nicer. So that one might just go to ThredUp or something. I don't even know. There's these Brax Feel Good regular fit Bermuda shorts. These are men's, size 33, new with tag. These had a sensor on them, I think, that I was able to get off. thank goodness. And this brand actually has a decent resale value, but they haven't sold yet. So maybe as we get into summer, I'll have some luck with those. There are the nylon Nomad shorts. I had 2 of these. These are also BP. These are also going to sit here forever. They are men's. One was a large, one was an extra large. Maybe someday I will sell these for $10 a piece because that's about all they're worth. Not going to hold my breath on that one. I have a men's pair of ASOS slim chino pants. These were new without tags. ASOS is fast fashion, guys. Once it doesn't have the tags on it, or once it's more than like a year old, the chance of selling it for any sort of good money is just, there isn't any. And the only reason I listed these is because they're men's, and I can't send men's stuff to ThredUp. So the only chance of making any money on these was to list them. So most likely they'll just end up getting donated at this point, because I doubt I'm going to sell them, and I can't send them to ThredUp. And the last thing that's in the box that could have paid for the box, or at least made me come close to paying for the box, was this off-the-shoulder gown from the brand La Femme. Now, I will say La Femme is a Bolo brand. If you can find it new with tag, or if you find it like in the thrift store in really good condition, that's, if it's, you know, really low priced, you know, thrift store pricing, definitely a brand that you would want to pick up in many cases. It retails for pretty high, and the resale value, I don't like selling gowns and formal wear a lot because they don't tend to resell for very well, but La Femme is one of those brands that people will actually buy secondhand for a decent amount. So I was excited about pretty much this dress and this dress only in the entire box, because I didn't think I was going to have much luck with any of the other stuff. But this isn't sold. It's still here. So there's huge profit still just sitting here. And I've lowered the price on this one quite a bit as time has gone on. I guess I'm going to lower it more until it finally sells. Maybe as we get into wedding season, I would have some luck of people searching for like mother of the bride dresses and stuff. I don't know. It's a size 8. If anyone needs a size 8 La Femme gown, hit me up. So that's everything. Let me go ahead and re-rate the box. Ease of listing, I'll give it an okay. This stuff was kind of a pain. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, but there were things in here that were very hard to photograph. Actually, ease of listing, let me change my answer. I'm going, oh no. Things that were hard to photograph, things that were flawed that I had to look over really good and find the flaws, things that had sensors, things that just overall I couldn't find any information about, like brands and stuff that, like, what even is this? So no, it definitely wasn't my favorite. It was a lot of work considering the reward or lack thereof that I got from this box. So ease of listing, I'll go, oh no, this was not an easy box to list. Quality of items, I'll go, oh okay. It was what I would expect from QuickLotz. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. There were some items I couldn't list, but that's typically par for the course with this assortment, this mystery box, this company. So I can't mark it down for that, but it was just okay. I mean, there was nothing that was like, ooh, yeah, this is great. This is great quality. I can't give it more than an okay. Profitability in 90 days. Let's recap some numbers here. I paid $259.60 for this box. We're coming up on 5 months of trying to sell this stuff, and I am negative $146.82. So I need to make $146.82 after fees just to break even. I'm way in the hole. And maybe if I sell that La Femme dress or the Dusty dress, probably both of them at this point, I will potentially break even. Who knows how long that's going to take, but I feel like my odds of even breaking even are not great. And at that point, it's just damage control. Nobody wants to work to break even. That's not the name of the game here. The name of the game is to make a profit. And with a box of like new with tag stuff that I intend to pay up for a little bit and hoping that it sells for more, I would have wanted to at least double my money here. So the goal would have been, in order for me to deem this a decent box, I would have had to make my $259 back plus $259 in profit. That is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Even if I sell off every single thing that's left, it's not happening. So all of that being said, this box is a dumpster fire. This box is a straight up dumpster fire. No, I will not recommend this box. Based on these results, no, I will not buy another one. Although I'm a sucker for a QuickLotz box in Q4. Somebody please remind me of this video when it's like the beginning of November and I'm desperate to stock up for Black Friday. Please, somebody remind me not to order this, because no, just don't do it, Rachel. Don't order another one of these. Don't do it. So anyway, let me know down below if you have had the same experience with these QuickLotz boxes. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more unboxings or if you want to see more 90-day updates. Hit that like button if you could. That helps out the channel. It lets me know you like these kind of videos. I love making videos like this as long as you like watching them. And that is it for today, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video.